Greetings, you people. Hello, my king. I was going to how has it been? This is Barrage Stone. I do indeed welcome you to Sunday morning, heroes. Hello and welcome, everybody. I'm about to go ahead and get some audio happening for the people who are along with me this morning. We got Quill 18.
Hey, folks.
As well as Demonac.
Greetings.
And Kiss for Luck.
Hey, you.
All right, let's get some FaceTime, man. We got everything set up. It should be set up. If it's not, blame, well, I can't blame anybody, can I?
Bella.
Blame Bella. Very good. I'm going to go ahead. Here it comes. 3, 2, 1. Faces. Everybody's all around. Excellent. It works out.
Hello.
So, guys, welcome back to yet another week. This is going to be session 4 of our D&D campaign, Princes of the Apocalypse. And, well, does anybody need a refresher? What happened last week? Okay.
Well, I know we followed a magical trail from the quarry that was only the tiniest of chances that Lisanne could have found it, but she did. And we followed it back looking for its source, and we ended up at Mother Whatever's boarding house where we got attacked by a bunch of guys. That was unexpected.
This is true, yeah.
Big poopy
right
jerk
in
faces.
town. What was that, Quill?
Big poopy jerk faces. It's a
Yeah.
technical word.
Although, you know, they were like, you know, they were just chilling. You guys, you know, started trying to break into their area. I don't know. They could have been in the right. You could have been in the wrong. I don't know.
We came near their building,
Yeah.
and 6 of them started charging and shooting arrows.
I'm just trying to make you
window.
feel bad. All right. Here's the thing.
No,
It's not working, is it? No. Okay. Here's the thing. Outside of that, if you remember too, there were also like tremors in the ground. There was a lot of things that you guys even talked about with I forget the gentleman's name. One of the workers, anyway, of the quarry.
Yeah, Bob the Quarry Master.
Yeah, and you even talked to the quarry master. And the quarry master, or the owner, I should say, of the quarry. Well, it didn't turn out to be a very forthcoming fellow. Didn't really want to talk to anybody about it, but you sort of said that, you know, it seemed like he had good reason for his actions.
I don't think he was actually right, but I don't think that his position was unreasonable. I just don't think that we had a really good excuse to get in his face completely about it and say, "No, you're an idiot. What are you doing?" We didn't have a lot of evidence.
I don't know. My notes for this guy says Alex Cornin, owner of the quarry, big jerkass. That's literally what my notes for this character is.
Yeah, well, that is some evidence against him then.
Well, very good.
Well, he may have thought it would be bad for business. Maybe.
He sells rocks. Who cares?
Yeah.
Well, you know, rocks can come in handy. They help build houses and hearths and can murder people. It's like, you know, it's a big helpful thing there. Right.
I'm saying I don't think people are gonna like judge his product.
Right. Yeah, probably not.
Although I suppose if he gets accused of causing earthquakes and that, okay, they might want to shut down his quarry.
He only has a few workers, right? I mean, he could try and sell them as artisan rocks.
Handcrafted.
Yeah, locally sourced.
I think that would require a lot of charisma on his part. I don't think he has that much charisma.
Not that we noticed.
No.
Okay, so we're standing here. I'm inside the room. I was like following the archers in there.
Right. Let's take a look. Actually, I'm gonna pan over here. This is what you guys were looking at the last time. This is my really quick made up map because, well, really didn't have time. You guys were not supposed to be here. Okay, I cannot express how much you were not supposed to be here. Right. Anyway, you took some damage.
They were still feeling bad about that.
I'm outside bleeding.
You're outside. Yeah, you were bleeding rather profusely.
So the fight was over.
We're leaving all kinds of evidence here, mostly
We
red.
were supposed to get you all healed and stuff between times. I guess we didn't do that, huh? Okay.
Well, we didn't necessarily have that much time because the combat had ended, but the situation was ongoing. That like I'm standing in somebody else's room, you guys are out there injured, and you don't know what else might happen.
Okay. If you have a band-aid, though, I would really appreciate that.
I have the big band-aid. It's like awesome. Yeah, that's good.
Get
all right,
Bells
so
to do some triage for you.
There you go, Bells. Triage, puppy. You know, she's running along with the keg under here going, you won't get well. You'll be so drunk you won't care. It'll be fine. So I need this one. So what's that gonna be? I'm in the wrong place here.
That looks like 11.
That's 11 hit points for Cow.
Yeah, that's some pretty good healing.
I'm gonna go back to dice window.
I'm barely hurt. It's not worth using it on me.
Okay.
I'm only down 2 hit points. If I get hurt again more, then it's worth it.
Well, I'm down a bunch. And
yes.
I will have 9 total. Is that one right? Is this right? This is the thing. I know. We're down. Well, it's what it says. Okay, I have 9 total.
Yeah, no,
okay.
The heal feed it heals a lot because it's adding your hit dice, and then it's got like plus 4 or something on it.
I know. I'm very excited too.
She has a lot to say.
Okay, so that gets me up. I'm healed again. I'm healed again.
Very good.
Kiss.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, all right, you guys go ahead and put your hit points back where it was. I suppose you could do that. Thank you very much for those follows.
Good.
So you're back up to full. You're back up to full, and then Eric is not quite back up to full.
No, I'm close though,
yeah.
And I've got 3 temporary hit points still from the last guy I dropped.
Okay.
Technically, I'm still missing 1 hit point, but hardly matters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only like 10% of your health. So.
This is true at this point.
So we got a room full of like dead archers. It seems like I'm starting to feel like slightly remorseful for having like taken them out so quickly, but they were shooting at us and like
there is that, yeah.
Overreact a little bit.
And if I remember correctly, didn't you throw something at one? You threw a shovel.
Yeah, no, I'm finding. Yeah, I was just looking around. Like, hey, there's shovel.
You threw a shovel.
Pick up the spade. I threw a flaming shovel at someone in the window. It didn't do that much.
The friction of the air made it catch fire.
Yeah, I just threw it that hard, like orbital velocity.
All right, well, it's been about 6 seconds, specifically, since the last person fell. Like, it has been no time at all. Last person just went and just died. And now,
so I want to take a look around the room and see what's actually in here.
Yes, absolutely. You guys can check the bodies outside. The Sun and Tal, you can check the bodies outside. And Eric, if you want, since you're already basically inside, you can move around and check the bodies there.
I'll check this one I'm in front of.
Do some investigation rules, if you will.
I was just saying, yeah, I'll do the ones outside and then pop inside as well, and we should all roll that.
Yeah, not horrible.
Skills, investigation.
Good. 11.
14.
Okay. Well, I think Tao at this point is basically just admiring her work on the two that had died to her hand.
It's like, wow, that's a lot more eviscerated than I thought here.
Wow, that was really, really, really good work, I suppose. You're getting the hang of it. Your wrist is getting stronger. Back to it. So it's not just making pies anymore. It's making dyes.
Yeah, it's like falling off. It's like falling off a bike. You never quite forget that like eviscerating motion.
Right.
That's right. Now, if I was a bread baker, I think my strength would still be there from kneading. But you don't want to over knead pie dough because it creates too much of a long gluten strand. You want to keep those pie doughs short so they're nice and crumbly. So, yeah, you don't get the same workout.
Very good.
I only need finished pie.
It's true.
All right. So anyway, I will say that both Sun and Eric, there's something really, really evident to both of you as you're sorting to move these bodies around so you can get a better look at them. First of all, in terms of their nature, they're all human. Every single one of them are just normal Tetherian human. But interestingly enough, their garb, the stuff that they're wearing, they have a sort of symbol on it. And if you were to remember, and I just say that actually, you probably need to roll for that. Do an insight check.
Does it look familiar? Does it look like that symbol we saw in the cave?
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
Yeah, okay. It's not really been that long. So you know what? You don't really need the insight check. We'll call it fine. We're just going to waive the insight check. It is.
I mean, we never really brought up.
It is indeed one of the symbols, if you can remember in your mind's eye, because it's been not too long ago, and it's sort of imprinted.
Yeah.
It was earlier today, wasn't it? Earlier today.
Yeah.
For our characters.
Yeah.
So you recognize the symbol.
So there were 4. Yeah.
Now you don't recognize
one of the ones that was around the Eye of Sauron.
For. You don't remember. You don't know what, but you recognize the symbol, and all 6 of them have it.
Is it the full symbol, or is it just the Elder Eye component?
It's not even the Elder Eye component. It's one of the components, not the Elder Eye. It's one of the elemental components.
Is it the Earth symbol?
Just a wild guess.
I suppose you guys would know that, yeah. So yeah, it is the Earth symbol.
Awesome.
Well, they figured out earlier they were elemental symbols, so I'm guessing they knew which ones were which. I don't know. But yeah, so that's on their clothes. It's not like tattooed or something.
Yeah, it's on their clothes. It's on their garb. It's sort of like
okay,
embroidered, if you will.
Sure.
So does this mean there's just not like, because I was assuming there was an elemental cult that was causing problems.
Right.
Now are we going to run into like 4 different or 5 different sort of elemental cults?
Or branches of one doing specific jobs.
Or that.
Could happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want them to be one or if I want them to be 4 competing ones, and I have no idea what's better for us.
I think competing would be better.
I assume, yeah.
Well, I mean,
United Front.
I would say make a. Actually, you know what? Here's where you do the insight roll. Do the insight roll. Everybody, do an insight roll. It's going to be a combined DC there.
Where's my?
Where's my? I can't. Where's my thing? Did it go?
Yeah, yours went.
Okay.
Chat log.
Oh, it's in the chat.
Yeah, I rolled the wrong skill.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, much more accurate.
Wrong.
6.
Well, at this particular point, I dare say the group as a whole doesn't know much about the elements in this way, in this regard. But I will say that, Tao, you've come across something of this nature enough times to know that the elements don't always get along. But you're not sure in which way they don't get along. You just know that, yeah, some of the elements, they just don't get along with each other. And also, to your knowledge, sometimes they do get along, right? So there's probably some sort of power play between the 2 of them, if you will, or the 4 of them in some way. But unfortunately, you guys don't know enough about it to figure that out.
Yeah, makes sense. Water, earth work together, make mud, whatever. So, anyhow.
Very good.
So what's the room like other than the dead guys that we deaded?
What was that, sorry?
We deaded.
What's the room like other than the dead guys that we deaded? It's a boarding house room, but like, is there any stuff in here? The door locked? That's one thing I want to check.
There's not really a lot in the room specifically, as the boarding house usually is. There's just, it's very plain inside. There's mainly just lodging and a place where you could find like sacks, like ready-made sacks of sorts that was made for carrying, for travel, I should say. Sort of like strewn about in different places. And actually 3 sacks, or it seems like some are just left open, like sort of like crazily.
Yeah.
And 3 of them in 3 different, like right next to each other, even the beds, immaculately made. Everything seems really, 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 what's the word I'm looking for? Just pristine in some way. Like,
yeah,
nobody was either staying there or, you know,
or military discipline
or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So do these guys have any money or what weapons?
Yeah, we're checking the bodies outside. Do we find anything else other than this embroidery?
Honestly, that's it. You guys, you find there is nothing else that is remotely even helpful to you guys.
Hey, Scotty.
No books, no journals, no notes or letters.
Nothing. There is nothing there. It's you know, these guys are...
And not in the room either.
Nothing. Not a single thing.
Just these sacks.
Of anything.
Bunch of random thugs, not big on literacy, I guess.
So we found tracks that only led from this house to the quarry. We actually followed them backwards.
Yes, exactly.
And at the quarry, there had been these bodies or something appeared that didn't move. There was just like statues every night.
Yep.
And then they would disappear, and we started having these earthquakes.
Yep.
No barking.
Basically.
And they have an earth symbol on them.
Yes. Interesting, that.
Well, if you're saying there's nothing else in the room, these sacks have nothing in them?
Well, no, sorry. There's things inside. I mean, you guys can loot some extra food rations, if you will.
Yeah, they were just made up for traveling, it sounded like.
But there's nothing really in the way. I mean, I guess if you were to loot everything that they have in their bags, and in fact, if you loot their weapons, you can easily sell them in town. Yeah. I will go ahead and say that you guys get...
Yeah, I mean, we're asking what's in there, so tell us what's in there, and then we'll take whatever's there.
Or you just keep it and tell us how much money we get for hauling it back.
We just clicked take all. He's doing the calculation.
Yeah. Basically, I'm just doing that because there's really nothing of value. You guys wouldn't want to carry this around forever.
I've got my auto loot button on, so it'll be fine.
Yeah. So divided amongst the three of you, each of you will get. Let me do the math real fast. Each of you will get 10 gold.
Okay. The sacks have nothing important either. They were just like random travel bags.
Yeah, they're just travel supplies.
Yeah.
Then we should beat it before the fuzz show up.
Yeah, and in fact, I dare say that nobody is coming into the room from the house, but Eric can easily tell that people are running. They're not checking the room; they're not coming in, but people are running down the hallway. Two people, in fact, were screaming. They have just left. You hear the front side of the building sort of like shudder as the door is being slammed. Like people are leaving. They don't know what it was, but they're not going to go check it out either.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll get out of here then. I'll grab the shovel and then stuff some other stuff in my pack and then get going.
Okay.
Actually, I probably have to take an armload of stuff and bring it back out because I'm supposed to be dropping my pack before I fight, so I'm not encumbered.
Okay, very good.
Just toss stuff out the window, like the bags. We'll grab them and.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should go to the quarry.
Okay, you guys are going back to the quarry then.
Yeah, I think we explored this route. I think it made the most sense to explore this one first, but we didn't turn up anything useful particularly, so yeah. Okay. Unless somebody shows up to mess with us, I think we'd head back there and now go check out the quarry like you guys wanted.
Yeah, and follow the tracks in the opposite direction. Rather than find their source, we want to find their destination.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. So yeah, it won't take you very long. The quarry's not very far from here, so you're going to take it back. You take your strides back right to the quarry. And I will need at this point another stealth check.
Oh, good.
Another stealth check. Oh, well, Tao is definitely
I have a 27.
Ooh, all right, so...
I have disadvantage, right? So, no, okay. We stick with the H.
Eric and I just tripped over each other in the dark. It's fine.
Yeah.
But as always, when we're doing stealthy things, I still think our standard will be something like Tao goes a little bit to the left, and the sun goes a little bit to the right, and Eric sort of stays a little back in the middle.
Okay. Yeah. Well, very good then. But as Tao, you reach the edge of the quarry to look in again, and you'll notice quite quickly that the workers down there, they're just kind of tinking away. They're just still doing their work. Everything's going on fine. Lasan, as you approach the quarry, you see this as well. However, unfortunately, you didn't expect the Earth to be. That's a donation. Hello, and thank you for that donation, Convincia, for $25.88. But yeah, you notice that, or you don't notice in time that the Earth is soft there, and you step. And it goes just a little bit. You're fine. You don't go down with it. You're well above reflex saves right now. But because of that action, the workers look up. They see you. They're leaving. They're just running. They're scrambling. They're here. They say, and they're running.
We're the creepy people.
They think we're the bad guys. Yeah.
Yep. They're out of here. They're leaving. They dropped their tools where they stood, and they're just scrambling out of the quarry. As fast as they certainly can.
So if the boss shows up now, he's going to really be upset because we just killed his production line for the night.
Basically. Okay. You don't want to meet up with that guy. He doesn't seem like a very nice guy.
No, we don't. No,
Lasan, can you follow the destination of these tracks?
Yes, we're tracking. Let's go. Tracky. Doing all the magic things.
Okay.
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
As far as you can do the a survival check. I can do
that. Survival, nature. Oh, I got a bunch of stuff.
Because it's going to be really difficult. Yeah, 18. Okay. It's going to be really difficult in this area. Now, the tracks that you did uncover that were sort of magical, they led up to the quarry here, as you noticed. Those are the same tracks that you followed backwards to.
Yeah.
To defeat those Earth people.
Yeah.
But anyway, going forward. You see along the stone a little bit of like the rise dust, like the dirt on the stone. But unfortunately, it's too faint. It's getting too faint. You don't really see exactly where they go from here. That you can tell that it does go down into the quarry some length, but after about 10 feet.
They go down into the quarry. They don't stay on the top rim where these people were seen.
No.
So we will head down into the quarry.
Interestingly enough, actually, where you guys are certainly standing, it's important to note that there's a sheer drop there of about 20 feet. But that is, that's where you could see, but you got good vision, right? So the dirt that's down there,
I can see
the freshest of the dirt, or the tallest amount, the tallest rise of dirt on the stone down below is right down below at 20 feet. But then you see it going off a little bit to the northeast area, but then it just sort of like fades out and you can't see anymore. So it just lost enough of the dirt where it doesn't show up anymore for you. You can't see it.
But the tracks go down this, like you're saying, steep. I mean, we can slide down.
It sounds like they drop down 20 feet and then continue on from there.
They drop down 20 feet. 10-102 hours, $5 donation. Thank you very much. You guys' generosity, man. Wow, this is
lovely,
fantastic. You awesome.
Lovely.
Each and every one of you.
Anyone have reason not to drop down?
Nope.
No, let's go. We have to.
Yep.
Now, 20 feet will be very precarious, I dare say. You can take some damage. However, if you make a successful athletics check, because I can just say that, because it's not, I say it's a sheer drop off, but I'm going to say it's a little bit out of angle there. You could sort of like manage your way down
just
carefully.
Slide down.
DC 10 is going to be enough, actually. Okay, so that's fine. So you sort of you kind of like just glide, you sort of manage yourself going down back to the wall, or back to the open quarry.
And I rolled a 24. Superhero landing.
You could do a 3-point landing. Although if you want to do the 3-point landing, I will have you take 1 2
No.
Just because it's a superhero landing. It's awful, bad for your joints. All right.
No, I did the tuck and roll landing, or acrobatic athletics.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so get down there and do
spring.
another. Try to do some more tracking, just to see if we can. You said we do see them go all off to the northeast.
Yeah. They the northeast specifically is sort of following the side shelf. It's one of the mini shelves of the quarry area. There's just shelves, and there's the hole, and there's shelves that go around the side where it's pathways.
Okay.
So
we're on one of those.
You're on one of those. The one that you saw from the top, that's where the footprints were, if you will.
Okay.
On the stone.
And we can see what direction they're going in.
You can.
So
for about 10 feet, and then it goes away.
We're on a ledge of sort. I mean, it could be very, very wide, but we're basically on a ledge of sorts, so we can go this direction or that direction.
Yeah, exactly.
Or back or down further.
Yeah, and the opposite direction of where their foot path is going, the way it seems like it's going, it sort of wraps around another 20 feet, 25 feet in the opposite direction, goes around the wall there, and it sort of ends in a little small drop off about 5 feet before it hits another path. And
so we're
goes around.
Going in this direction.
Yeah.
So anyways, so we have the quarry. It has all these sort of tiers, sort of like stone around the outside where it's been cut. Stone's been cut out, and you can like walk around, and then they get, as you go further in, they're like coming out like steps. I'm guessing.
Yes.
Does it look like at a glance? Can we see any places where it looks like they go into the stone, like where they have like tunnel openings or anything like that?
There are a few shallow tunnel openings. There is specifically, I believe there was 3 that I had marked off. That it goes in, and it doesn't go in far enough. I mean, it's because from the different lanterns that are about the area, it doesn't even go far enough in to where it loses the light of those lanterns. Right? It's just sort of shallow. It's like they found a vein of something, and they followed it there, and then that was it. And they found a vein of something, they followed it, and
they mined out like 8 blocks, and then they like came back out.
There is, however, one particular sort of cavern or alcove, if you will, going off into one, and it seems to have triggered a sort of a what do you call it there?
An event.
An event of some sort. A lot of rocks, cave-in. There it is. There's a cave-in that happened at that point. Some really hefty rocks had fallen in. But yeah, it's just like blah, 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 big boulders of sorts, and doesn't seem to be used at all. There's no activity in that area.
I'd like to investigate all these alcoves, including that one, if possible. I really want to just poke around, make sure there's nothing hidden or secret.
Okay, yeah, just roll one investigation check, would be fine.
That'll do. 21?
Yep.
I'm just going to follow, again, keeping a little bit of distance, so I'm not, like, throwing off their, like, game, but mostly just looking around. I'm going to let them do the investigating. I'm going to mostly keep watch around, try and see if anyone shows up, on the lookout, basically.
Oh!
I thought it was it is. Oh, it is. Right. So we have a crit again for an investigation roll. The same one that ruined my encounter.
Yes!
Before. All right. Wow.
Broke or made better.
So, right. What happens is that upon a very, very, very keen eye, Lasan has a keen eye for things.
That elf blood.
Notices in every single alcove, apparently, specifically, there is a trail or a chasing after what looks like perhaps granite, right? There was after the granite, like veins of granite, if you will.
Okay.
So that's whatever. That's boring. But in the cave-in, where the cave-in section was, there is a tiny little hole. In which case, somebody, I don't know, perhaps with low light vision, can look through and perhaps see something on the other side.
Well, what
this
am I
is
seeing?
just like that ceiling trap room again. I rolled like 20+ investigations.
Yes.
Boy, thank you for that $15
I'm starting to see a pattern here, Briarstone. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Damn it.
Okay, so what are we seeing in the little tiny hole?
Okay, well, you see
the point of an arrow.
The point of an arrow. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm afraid of every time I hear this.
You see a cavern on the other side, and it seems like these big boulders that are in the way are stacked in such a way to make them seem like it goes on for a while into the cavern, but in fact, they are just as as thick as a door, if you will, into this particular part of the cavern.
So this landslide.
Thank you very much, Pyro Jeb.
This landslide isn't really a landslide. It's just a pile of rocks blocking a doorway.
Yeah, in fact, at this particular point, now that you look through and you can look around, it almost seems like instead of a cave-in, it was a really nice-looking cave-in, but it seems like these rocks were like hefted, hoisted, placed. Hefted, hoisted, placed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you said they're sort of disguising a door. Do we walk around them to find a door, or do we have big, strong Eric here start moving rocks?
Yeah, no, there's no trick to it, it seems, that you can find.
Okay.
And if there was,
Eric.
you would definitely know about it. It's just going to require brawn.
All right, we'll see what I can do. I'm going to put down my pack next to the thing.
Well,
I guess I got to take my shield, strap it to my back, so I can use both hands, and then okay, just start moving rocks as best I can.
I'm sure you'll do awesome.
This is going to be fun.
I could probably help.
Now that I think about it,
smaller ones.
Yep. So is this just going to take a while, or are we doing rolls, or what?
I will say that. Well, you know what? If you do a athletics check, DC 18, it will take you specifically no longer than 10 minutes.
Nice. I already wasted my 24, so it's probably not going to work. Nope, 19.
DC 19. Okay, so it's going to take you 10 minutes still, even with that, because these are big, and they have been placed in such a way. But they're big, and you have to you're exerting all this muscle. This is a guy with a bad back, right? But it doesn't matter. But he's like, speaking of bad backs, right?
He has purple rings.
I have huge upper body strength.
Yeah. So yeah, you're able to move. It takes 10 minutes of exertion there, which in 10 minutes. Nobody comes to bother you.
Okay, I was about to say, before you go jump in the gun here, I was going to say I'll keep it. I have the ledge outside.
I was keeping watch. If I'm lifting now, then you're keeping watch. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just you come in. Yeah, you come haul rocks, and I'll stand out front.